today on Thrive Coaching, we are going to let the wheel, the spin it to win wheel, decide what we discuss. So we're kind of just going to go with the flow and have some like natural, organic conversations.
Yeah, we'll try to get to them all. We probably won't, to be honest with you, but we'll keep them and kind of tape them off and go from there. Do we have something, or we can just erase them?
They're dry erase.
I know we can just erase them, whichever one we talk about. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. We have a couple categories up on there: personal growth, guilty pleasures. Well, we'll see. We'll see which one we roll on to. You want to do the
worst advice received?
That
lately.
is the least one. That is the last one I wanted to get.
Worst advice I received lately. That's tough. Oh, probably. It was probably like 5 minutes ago where my wife told me basically just to drop all of my prices on everything I offer because she said, what if people don't want to do it?
Well,
sorry, babe. I said, I had 10 phone calls with people and all of them said the exact opposite.
Wow.
So, that's about the only thing I know.
The worst.
I don't really have bad advice in my life. That and someone told me to go get a $99 Asian massage over my personal mobile massage that came to my house.
Talking about Vegas or what?
No.
Brunette or blonde?
No.
No. I wouldn't say lately. I would say the worst advice that I have gotten is not lately, but be realistic.
Yeah, I hate when people tell me that.
I think that's one of the worst advice that I've ever gotten.
They're basically just telling you to be average.
Yeah. And
I think it's okay to have realistic goals. You don't just be realistic with life and be like, well, be real. That's probably not going to happen for you. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I think you just need to. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to be able to get anything. So
yeah, I agree.
That's what I have to say. That's a short one.
Right,
I think we'll get a little bit deeper.
Spin it. I needed some back support here. These seats just.
All right.
Marriage. I'm glad you got that one.
Well, we both have to speak on it.
Yeah, we have to speak on it first.
I don't know. Okay, so.
Well, you're about to get married.
Yeah, I am about to get married. We're actually going to start premarital counseling.
90 days away, right?
That is so expensive.
Yeah.
Premarital counseling is dumb. Kaylee showed me the price for it, and I was like, dude, I know what they're going to say.
Well, you had the opportunity to say worst advice ever. You missed that one.
Well, I haven't said it already. I haven't seen it yet. But I said, I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, just listen to me, be home, make sure to do the dishes, clean the clothes, and make sure the house is spotless. That's all they're going to say.
Yeah. The guy gets in trouble the whole time.
No, that was totally a joke. I just want to make sure everyone knows that. Yeah, so.
Well, our video editor will make sure that the only short that gets seen, the only part of this episode is the part where you said, my wife needs to do all of this.
Yeah.
And then we get all the rude comments. She sets us up for failure.
I get enough of them already. It's all good. Yeah, I don't have much advice I don't have anything to say on it because I'm not married yet. So this one's yours.
Well, marriage. If I could give 3 nuggets, is forgive, forget, and love.
Forgive, and love.
Forgive, forget, and love. So forgive for whatever wrong or whatever they did to frustrate you, upset you, ruin your day, whatever. Forgive them for that, and then forget what they did. Don't hold it against them. There's no reason to forgive somebody and the next day hold it or constantly bring up what they did wrong or messed up. And then love is just you're both you both said your vows, you're both committed to it, and so you might as well love each other and get through all the rough stuff.
Yeah, so, I told Kayla I still have time to back out.
You do. Bible doesn't say anything about engagements.
Oh man,
so don't get divorced.
She's like saying the closer we get, the more like dark humor you make about it, and it honestly scares me. And I'm like, God, it is what it is. You'll be fine. Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I'm putting marks through it. You don't have to erase it. It takes so much time. It sounds
I like
terrible.
the noise. Right here, I gotta fix my 1.9 supply. That's a good spin right there. Top 2024 goal.
I'll let you start off with this one.
Probably just building our house.
Yeah.
It's finally gotten started. They poured the foundation, and that's been a goal for us for a long time now. So yeah, that's my biggest goal, and just seeing it all come together and seeing the progress we've made on it, and also just professional goals that we've reached is awesome to see the outcome of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say for my top 2024 goal, as on the tail end of it, once me
Hmm.
and Kaylee get married, it has something to do with more foundation, but not necessarily physical, but more spiritual. Make sure that we've been together for a long time, but to put the right foundation for me and her, uh, to be able to be successful in our relationship and as we grow into parents.
Yeah.
That's my top 2024 goal. We've kind of set things in place that we're going to start doing once we kind of are out on ourselves, out by ourselves again, and so we can make sure. But that's my top
Yeah, it's
2024 goal.
important to set those goals before you get married too.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're on the right track.
All right, there we go. That's big. That's big. That's big. Come on, give him to me. Give him to me. Oh, redo. Already did that one. What's that?
Bragging rights. Yeah,
Bragging
it was
rights.
bragging rights. I don't truly understand what they mean by that.
Bragging rights. I beat Justin in Madden 2024. I've never lost. He sucks. He's no good at
Bragging
it.
rights. I'm a way better putter than Zane, and he can't even argue it.
But yeah, he can't beat me.
That's fine. Putt for dough, drive for show.
Oh yeah, I don't know really what to do with that one.
Yeah,
I guess if y'all want to go ahead and comment down below, something that y'all are happy about, something to brag about, y'all can put it down below. We'd love to
yeah.
hear from
Even
y'all.
if it's just telling David what he's not good at,
Yeah.
you can comment below. Say, David, you're not good at this.
All right, your turn.
Best thing about Cam and Kaylee? Who wrote this?
Yeah, we can tell who wrote that.
Best thing about Cambria.
I'll go first, so I can't. You can steal my stuff if I say something.
I spun it.
It's okay. The best thing about Kaylee is her heart with how much she cares about someone.
Oh, you're not gonna. You just skipped over my wife. It says both.
Well, yeah, you're gonna tell
No, you have to do
Cambria's.
both of them.
Okay, well, I'm talking about Kaylee first. Um, Kaylee's heart is something that I think she really cares about me as a person as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lots of times where she'll, you know, take the shirt off her back to give to someone else, and especially with kids. Her love for kids, which I know y'all both see it.
Yeah.
Her love for kids is unconditional. She just absolutely adores children, and that's what really made me fall in love with her. To where I said, "Hey, I want her to be my wife."
That's awesome.
Just because she cares for others. I'm the same way. I put care for other people, and her sense like her goofiness, like her goofy side when we're by ourselves.
She's a goofball.
Y'all see a little bit of it,
Yeah.
but not to the extent that I do. She's got like this just goofy side of her that she is afraid to show out to other people to not make her so she doesn't look dumb. But I'm like, dude, that's
I get it.
adorable.
I relate with it. I get it. Cambria, she's a lot more goofy with me than.
Yeah, so I tell her, I mean, it's her goofy side and her love that she extends to people and especially kids. I
Yeah.
know she's gonna be a great mother.
That's awesome. What about Cambria?
Cambria. The best things about Cambria. Uh Cambria is very you're either on her side or you're not.
Is that a good thing?
That is a good thing. It's I'm not saying
Depends
it's a
what
bad
side
thing.
you're on.
Well, I'm not saying it's something as far as she's very protective about who she loves.
Yeah.
And she keeps me organized. She texts me all the time and she's like, "Hey, don't forget to do this." Or y'all schedule everything. Her sense of organization that she's got, y'all are like a match made in heaven because you are so unorganized. It's
That's
so
why we get
bad.
stuff done.
Your brain just goes everywhere. And Cambria is like that little shelf that just says, okay, you did this. Okay, I'm going to put this away. Okay, now he's right
She's
here.
also like my red flag girl.
Your red flag girl.
Yeah, like anytime I have ideas, she tells me all the stuff that won't work.
Yeah, and you need that. Um, but that's some of the best things about as far as Cambria. I wasn't gonna go too deep, so we're gonna start on yours.
So Cambria, her number one trait is how selfless she is. She always puts the kids first, me first, everyone first, even if they don't deserve it.
Sounds like you just sound what I said to Kaylee. Didn't think something
Yeah, basically.
new.
But no matter what she does, she's gonna be there for you. And also, another really good trait of hers is she makes sure it's kind of goes hand in hand, but she makes sure that like other people are taken care of before she takes care of herself, like before anything.
Yeah,
Like I actually have to get onto her. Like I get upset with her. Like no, I'm like go do something or do this. Why are you not? She said, well, the kids. Or I'm like, we can get a babysitter. We could. So she's always putting others first or never thinking about herself.
yeah,
With Kaylee, I would say her passion for like stuff she's extremely passionate about, probably her best trait.
yeah. She's passionate about it, even though she don't know what she's talking about
She's
all the
still
time.
passionate.
She'll still have an argument with the wall. So it's funny. Yeah, no, she definitely is passionate about it. Going back to that, me and her are so hard headed.
Yeah,
Me and
you
her are
are.
so hard headed. So when we go back and forth,
I told your mom the other day. I said I've never seen a couple who are healthy and they're both the most hard-headed people.
what'd she say?
She said, ways to yeah, I don't know what this is.
Raised to
Oh, ways to grow spiritually.
spiritually. Yeah, I have to put it this way so I can read it.
So I'll take this one first. Ways to grow spiritually. Number one thing is get in your word and pray. That's the closest and fastest way that you can grow spiritually. You can't hear the Lord if you're not constantly talking to Him, praying to Him, diving in the Word, seeking His Word. Because the only way you can hear His voice, know His voice, is by knowing the Word, because that's where His voice came from. Uh, so number one way to grow spiritually is dive in the Word, pray. Number two is think about yourself more than anything else. Think about how you can grow, reflect, chisel, as you would like to say. Is just look in the mirror and pray for the Lord to reveal things in your life that need to be removed or things that are holding you back from reaching your full potential in your relationship with the Lord or your purpose in life. So that's what I'd say. Read the Word, dive in the Word, pray, and you really can't go wrong right there.
Yeah.
And be around the right people.
Um, I'm not gonna I don't want to repeat the same things you said, so I'll add something different. Mine is uh, get a routine
Which
um,
is very hard
with it.
for people like me.
Yeah, get a routine to where it becomes kind of like an everyday process, everyday thing uh, with yourself to be able to help constantly put yourself in that space to be
Yeah.
able to go read the word or do something like that. That's what I would say.
Yeah. I'm not big on routines, but that's the one thing I will say has to be a routine in your life. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. Like I start my day off, even if it's one verse, I make sure that before I get on my phone, I read the Bible,
Yeah,
and then I'll have my quiet time with the Lord. But I make sure like I don't just get on my phone. Like I actually like get convicted. And I'm glad, but like I'll find myself like on Facebook as soon as I wake up. I'm like, what am I doing? And I like exit, go to the Bible.
yeah,
It's like it just doesn't feel right not going to Him first thing in the morning. So
absolutely.
all right, you got this one. Gratitude. What are we supposed to say about this? Like the subject gratitude?
I don't know. Okay, we're November,
Yeah, what?
Thanksgiving. Talk
Um,
about gratitude.
no, I'll kind of take this at a deeper level. Is I'll ask you a question,
Okay.
and so that's we're just gonna bounce things off around here. Gratitude. What does it mean to you when Kaylee has gratitude for you? Like, does it matter in your relationship if she tells you she's thankful or not?
It doesn't so much matter about her words for me. It matters about like her actions. So like you could call me old school all I want. I don't care. For me, it's like yesterday. She made dinner, and dinner was ready when I got home. She knows I've been working all day. Left at 6, didn't get home till 8.
Yeah.
She knows that it's been a long day.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me, it's her actions that she shows me like, hey, I'm grateful for you. I'm thankful for you. She made my plate. I feel like my biggest love language is acts of service.
Yeah.
And so when she does those acts of services for me, it makes it to where it's like, yeah, no, she's thankful for me. Now, do I express it as much as I probably should? Where I say, hey, thank you. I'm thankful that you're doing that for me.
Yeah.
Because it works both ways. She needs to know that I am gratitude towards her doing those things for me. But
Mm-hmm.
that's how I get my gratitude.
Yeah, and I can kind of relate on that. Is I think men are wired more like it's not really a love language. I don't think it really ties into that. But I think men are more tied into Cambria, like as you said, if I came home, she served me dinner, or anything, any kind of active service that shows me that she's thankful for me or appreciates what I do. I think as women, they need to hear her say, "Hey, I love you. I'm thankful for you. Thank you for doing this."
Yeah.
And I think that's how we show them gratitude. With us, it's more like you can tell me thank you all the time, but show me. Like, are you
We
really
don't need to be
thankful, or are you
told.
just saying that? You know, I think it's more of active service, like active love, and then women have to hear it. They have to have confirmation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think early on, we were talking about growth earlier from a conversation that we talked about what I dealt with today, which we'll get into that later. Uh, but with as I grew, when me and Kayla used to get into our arguments, she used to do stuff for like that for me more and more. And we would get into an argument. She would like, "You never say thank you. You'll never say that."
Yeah,
And then I would just throw it into her face, even though she was doing exactly what I wanted. I use it as uh, like a cross argument to what she was saying. Um, to where I was like, "Well, you never tell me you're thankful for me," like throwing it back at her. But I knew
yeah,
it probably in my heart, really, I didn't need the words.
yeah.
It
Words
was
mean
just
nothing to men.
it was just an argument state, and I had to catch myself this past year, um, knowing that like, hey, she's actually doing it. I need to be telling her. I know what she
Yeah,
needs, and being able to make sure that I'd kind of flip that switch to where I'm working on it to where I try to text her every single day. It doesn't happen every single day. No, sometimes I'm too swamped, too busy. I forget. I
yeah,
don't have it. But I try to text her every day because I know that's what she wants. That's how she knows that hey, I'm thankful for her. I love her. Um, and so that's something that I did and was a red flag. Definitely don't do. Don't try to use those arguments back against them.
yeah,
Because like you said, with most guys, it doesn't matter. We don't care about words. We need more action
yeah.
than
Actions
anything.
speak way louder than words.
Um, that's what I would say.
Awesome. Next one. I'm gonna kind of spin this one off, depending on what it lands on. I'm gonna start asking kind of different questions. Embarrassing moment. Okay. So let's kind of just make this since this is a men's podcast. What is more? What's the most embarrassing moment for you when it came
What was I
to?
just doing?
I don't know. It's weird looking. What's the most? What's the most? What's the most embarrassing moment you've had with Kaylee?
Oh
Like when you were truly like, just like I can't believe, like whether you were dating or
man, that's tough. Can I tell you what? Like one of the most embarrassing things that I feel like could happen to me.
yeah,
So when we go out to dinner with her parents, um, her dad typically pays. I try to go in and pay for it every now and then. And so I told her, I said, you know, one of the most embarrassing things that could happen to me is I offer and I pay for everyone's food. And when I go to go pay, my card gets
it's
declined, and
fine.
that
Yeah,
waitress has to come back and say, "Hey, your card's been declined." That to me, that would be one of the most embarrassing
that would be
things that could
embarrassing.
happen. That hasn't happened yet, thankfully. Uh, one of the most embarrassing things that has happened to me with Kaylee, I would have to say, I don't have one.
Yeah,
we're so natural together that
Yeah.
it's kind of
I mean,
gotten
I
to
have one. I'm definitely not sharing it on
you
the
shared
podcast
it.
with Cambria. No, I'll share it after the show. If they want to hear that, they have to subscribe to my Instagram because I ain't telling you that one. But it's embarrassing. My
Well, I guess switching that, what could be one of the most embarrassing things?
with Cambria,
Yeah.
it would probably be if honestly, if someone asked me a question about her, I didn't know the answer. I'd be embarrassed, like ashamed.
What's her second favorite candy?
She doesn't eat candy.
Canberra, what's your second favorite candy? Oh, Jesus.
I know everything about her.
What's her third favorite color?
Purple.
What's your third favorite color?
I'm colorblind. I don't know. Her first color is pink.
First color is pink. What's your third favorite color? Black.
Black's not a color.
Black is a color. Your pants are black. No, not everything. Well, you were trying to be sweet. I just botched it.
Okay, we got 2 more spins. So thinking good. Personal growth. Well, let's talk about your story today because that was definitely personal growth, and kind of share what your friends told you. Because I think that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I think since doing this podcast, my let's just say me and Justin's friendship did not start very well. First first time, well, it wasn't the first time we met. We met first time. It was the first time hanging out. We almost got in a straight up fight in the front yard.
Straight. All the girls were screaming.
Yeah, they thought we were gonna fight. I mean, we were being aggressive. I wasn't ever gonna swing. We were just talking
No,
a lot of
neither
crap
one
to
of
each
us
other.
were. We're just competitive.
And as we doing this podcast, I've just been more calm.
He also plays basketball like a defensive lineman.
No, I don't. I don't play basketball. Catch me in soccer though. But my personal growth, what I have tried to come into this whole podcast to is one of the big things. One of my big key points that I put in our notebook is to be slow to anger with everything.
Yeah.
And today was a big testament to that because I was in my company truck, and you know how there's roads that like there's basically just 2 lanes, one going north, one going south, so
Mm-hmm.
2 different ways.
Yeah.
Well, we were stuck in traffic, and this 18-wheeler was coming out, so I slowed down. I stopped to let him come out and take that L turn. And at the very end, everyone does this. I don't know who wouldn't, but as he's getting to the end, I kind of get over to the right a little bit
Yeah, you have to.
and to get on the shoulder and continue to go. I wasn't even like halfway on the shoulder. I was barely on the shoulder. Well, there's this car that flies by. He's probably going like 30, 40 miles per hour. I mean, my uh, mirror and his mirror just crash into each other. Well, he slams on his brake and just gets out and just starts cussing me out. Like straight up just starts cussing me out, yelling at me, telling me every name in the book. And I was
Old
just,
Zane would have just lost it right there.
yeah, old me, I probably would have lost it. I probably would have just started talking back, and going back and forth with him. Um, and I just had my patience with him. Just it really kind of settled down. Even like Hunter and David, they both kind of made fun of me this earlier today. Because what happened is I ended up calling the cops. But Hunter, he straight up told me, he was like, "Dude, I don't like you anymore." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "During our conversations, I used to be able to get you mad and like just it like your demeanor has changed and to where you don't get angry anymore. Or if you do, it takes a lot to get you angry. You
Yeah,
don't just flip a
it
switch."
just takes the Cowboys or Mavs losing.
Yeah,
It's about the only thing.
I don't think that's not mad. That just it hurts. It hurts. Okay. Um, but during that whole conversation, I was just sitting there thinking at him, and I was like, man, what's going on with this guy? Because it was not a big accident. There was no damage to anyone's cars
Yeah.
whatsoever. I didn't know that at the time because I didn't get out of my truck. But I sat there, and he started calling me, and I just took a picture of his license plate because I thought he was gonna run off.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was gonna take off, so I took a quick picture. Started yelling at me, running at the car. And then so I called the cops, and then afterwards, the guy went and kind of talked. Went in and talked to his wife. His wife was in the car, and he came back out. And when he did, he came like his whole demeanor just switched after the cops were already on the way. And we were sitting there talking, and he was like, "Dude, I want to apologize for how I acted."
Yeah.
He said, "It's been a terrible day for me. I just lost my job. I just had to pick up my wife from having surgery. She just had surgery. It has been such a bad day that I took it out on you, and I want to apologize." And I told him, I said, man, I get it, but I mean, there was no reason for you to act like that the way you did. Like I said, I didn't do anything illegal. You were the one breaking the law. Um, that was just there was no need to act like that. And I'm sorry you're having a tough day. I'll pray for you and your wife, for your wife to have recovery, and then um, I'll end up. I hope your day gets better.
Yeah.
At that moment, it wasn't like so much the sad. There's to me, there's more satisfaction for me knowing that that guy was actually a nice guy. He did nothing wrong, and I just looked like a freaking idiot acting crazy on the road. Like there were people stopped on the side of the road
Yeah.
um, to tell the cops what happened, and he just. I mean, at that point, I looked at it and I said, he acted that crazy, and there was nothing to be crazy about.
And imagine how many times you've looked like that.
Yeah, yeah, and so I looked back at it and I was just like, that's a year ago. I would have gotten a fight.
Yeah.
I would have just fought the guy. I wouldn't have cared. Would have just fought him. Probably would have lost my job.
Most likely.
But this one, yeah, that's been my personal growth through this channel. Just talking everything out. Me talking, I'm learning. You talking, I'm learning. That would be my personal growth for it.
That's awesome. My biggest personal growth would probably be I've learned this year to always assume the best in people. I've struggled with that in the past when it came not when it came to like personality or traits, but at work. I'd always assume just they didn't care or they weren't trying if they messed up or the project wasn't done. And now I've learned to just assume the best out of people and coach them through the moment and not just jump to conclusions. Like people aren't just screwing up on purpose. Like we all have the same goal, we all have the same mission.
Yeah,
Everybody's trying just as hard. So I used to just always jump to conclusion and rip someone's head off. And now I've learned to have conversations with them and not just assume that they had no idea what the hell they were doing or they didn't care. It doesn't matter. And I know being in leadership, you have to learn that, or nobody wants to report to you.
absolutely.
So that was one of my biggest ones.
Well, that was good.
So last spin,
Last spin.
you can mark self control off because we already marked that now.
That was so gross.
Probably your personal growth. Oh, that's a random one, huh?
Last spin. Let's see. Let's not do that one. Which one do we want to do?
We gotta spin it. Here we go. Let's do
I
this
do
one.
not want to do guilty pleasures.
That's a spin right there.
Yeah, that's spinning another.
It's probably the one of the best things I bought in a while. It's the same one every time. Top fears. My top fear is waking up one day and my family not being here. No doubt.
My top fear is snakes. I hate snakes.
Yeah, I hate snakes
There's
too.
a video of me. I'm
I
sure.
didn't know that.
I'm
That's
sure.
good to know.
I'm sure once Kaylee starts working on my social media, she will end up posting that video.
Well, it's funny you say that. I offer this package where we can handle your social media for you.
Yeah. No, I need to talk to Kaylee about that. But no, there's this video of me literally. Has she not showed you?
Uh-uh.
No, it was literally a snake skin, not even a snake. Her grandma put it on my back, and I looked at it and saw the snake scales. I freaked
That's
out.
so good to know.
No, dude. Those are
The show will see some snake pranks.
that is fighting words.
But now you can't.
That is fighting words. I've grown, but not that much growth.
My biggest fear, I already answered it, but yeah, it's definitely waking up and not having my kids and my wife.
Yeah,
That's like, I don't understand how people get divorced.
yeah.
I would never understand it because it's awful. I could not imagine not being able to wake up and see all the people I love every day. That's my biggest fear. Sorry to end the episode on such a rough
Yeah,
note.
that was
That's my biggest fear. But no, we also have really lots of big updates coming up that we're going to share on social media here shortly. So I think we're excited about it. Thrive Coaching has done great. I think we're almost to a year since we started.
that is crazy.
Coming up to it.
I didn't know it's already been close to a year.
Yeah. Well, since No Race Like Home, Thrive Coaching, same podcast.
We've been pretty consistent with it too.
Very consistent, and it's shown we're growing, and we have big moves coming up. So if you are interested, and I'll kind of just hint it, if you're interested in starting your own podcast, go ahead and shoot us a message or comment on the episode, and we'll reach out to you.
What's up?
Thank you for tuning in, and like always, we appreciate it. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Peace. Do you